conservation, what we mean by conservation here is conservation of biodiversity. Diversity includes everything under the sun. Plants, animals, insects, fishes, everything. It comes under biodiversity. We lose, then there is a break in the cycle and there is disruption in the cycle. So this is an issue of concern. Next is population explosion. So we all know how big this is an issue. The population is growing day by day and we don't have resources to feed everybody. So the world population is more than 6 billion, 7 billion now, 6 billion now. And we have been living in the same area. For example, we have 10 acres to live with, and earlier only 10% were living, and today 100% are living on that land. So how do we satisfy their needs? These are some of the issues which need to be addressed. Then the other issues include a lot, which I will not be dealing in detail. Some of the major issues are here. So how do we overcome these issues? So that is one of the points to be discussed here. So we are trying to say that ecotourism is one possible way that we can address some of the issues. So let's start with some of the photographs or the issues. So this is climate change, this is a glacier. So what will happen if global warming takes place? The snow will melt from the glacier, and this has been a source of water for many people, and when we start losing it, people are going to starve without water. Now, this is a picture that's very beautiful. It looks very beautiful from the air. From far, it looks very beautiful. Now, let's take a closer look. So this is on that particular island. You see the island? This is the island. Now, this is what is happening in the ground level. There is a lot of pollution. There is a lot of waste dumped there. It's all because of tourism. People come, they dump the waste and leave. Now what happens next? So can you see a wild an animal there? That is the seal. It's called a seal. The seal is lying next to a plastic container. So this is what is happening everywhere. This is also a resultant of some of bad kind of tourism. Dumping of waste, and the animals feeding on that will eat all this waste and die out of it. So those animals that are dependent on these cranes or stalks, they lose their the continuity. So this is an example of how bad tourism can be. A turtle eating a plastic. School children dumping waste here and there. This is waste dumped along the roadside. Deforestation. What we mean by deforestation? It's removal of plants, trees, especially trees. So as per a report by UNDP, United Nations Development Programme, a plot of land as big as a football field is lost every second. Every second we lose 100 by 50 meters of trees, area holding trees. So we are losing these many trees every second. Now imagine how much we will be losing every day and every month, every year. This is a statistics given by the United Nations. So why deforestation takes place? It takes place because of our, greed. We are greedy. We are not using things that is just required for us. We want to have more. We are not satisfied with what we have. We are taking somebody else's right also. So we are not leaving anything for the future. So that is why this has become an issue. If we have been taking it only for us, for our needs, then there will be plenty left for the future. So this is an example in another country. What is shown here is people have been removing the trees just for their needs, for their greeds, not their need. They cut more trees. They don't know the importance of trees. They have been felling indiscriminately. So they don't leave anything for the future. Fire. People set fire to the forests also, just because they don't know the importance of forest. They just set fire and a tree takes 30-40 years to grow, and in a second we cut the tree or we set fire to the trees, and we end up with nothing. This is not just a case of forest fire. What happens after the fire? The soil is exposed. Now when rain comes, all the soil is removed. Now it is exposed and there is only rocks. No plants can survive. No plants can grow later on. So these are some of the effects that will happen. We just say it's fire, but there are consequences to it. We lose the topsoil and not even a single seed can grow. Hunting, this is an important thing. What I meant by conservation earlier is this. People involved in indiscriminate hunting. So we don't leave anything for the future. Okay, let's take for ourselves and leave the rest for the future. That should be the idea. So there is a lot of illegal hunting happening in many places. So these are all reasons or causes for degradation, removal of biodiversity. So now we come to the main point, is the issue of ecotourism, global issues and ecotourism. Let me tell everyone that ecotourism has been a tool for creating livelihoods in many places for various reasons. Say in some places there have been illegal activities in the forest or maybe in some other places, and the governments in those places have resorted to engaging those people in a very positive way. People who were poachers or killing animals, they have been used in a very positive way to do some kind of positive activities. For example, ecotourism. So they have been weaned away from doing all those bad activities. And in return, what they get is a kind of livelihood. So whatever money somebody was getting from somewhere else is being diverted to take up another activity, and it can be engaged in a good manner so that conservation is taken care of. So that is what is written in this slide. It should be localized. So what my idea of ecotourism in Sikkim might not hold good here. We have to design a product, something that is very suitable to Manipur. I may show a lot of things, but the reason behind the very purpose of introducing ecotourism here must be different. In Sikkim, everybody is law abiding. Everybody knows about the forest acts, laws, and they don't fell trees or they don't involve into illegal activities. So it's more of conservation in nature. So now how do we, when there is already conservation in Sikkim, then why do we need ecotourism? So now what we are trying to do is expose those assets, what is preserved in Sikkim, to the other people, to the tourists. So that is the way of doing ecotourism in Sikkim. So let's define what is ecotourism. So the International Society of Ecotourism, it has come up with a definition for ecotourism. So it means responsible travel to areas that conserve the environment and improves the well-being of the people. So this is the very distinction between tourism and ecotourism. So when you start involving the people, it starts becoming ecotourism. Tourism becomes ecotourism when you involve the local communities and address their livelihood issues. It becomes tourism, ecotourism. In tourism, what is happening is somebody from some other place brings the tourists, we take some money, and the local people are not benefiting. So as long as the local people are kept away, it cannot be termed ecotourism. So we need to have them to manage the tourism activities in a particular place. That's ecotourism. So all these photographs in the side is of Sikkim. So they are all photographs from Sikkim. The principles of ecotourism is, first is minimize impact. Minimize impact in the sense, create as less disturbance as possible when tourists come to a place. That is minimizing impact or creating less carbon footprint. Next is build environmental and cultural awareness. So a place might have its own cultural and environmental aspects which need to be conserved through the form of tourism one has designed. Next is provide positive experiences to both visitors and hosts. What we mean by visitors is tourists, host is the local community. We need to have positive experiences for both the parties. And providing direct financial benefits. This is the most important thing. Why would somebody preserve a particular area when he is not benefiting? So economic benefits should be there to the local people. So this is the vision of Sikkim government to establish Sikkim as the ultimate and unique ecotourism destination. And the government is moving in that direction. And one step towards that is the ecotourism policy that has been drafted by the government. Now, how do we strengthen the livelihoods? I have been mentioning that involve the community. So why would the community be involved as long as it is not when it is not benefiting? So we have to design a product or design an activity through which the community is benefited. If I say you can't do ecotourism or do some guiding without any benefit, nobody is going to do it and nobody is going to conserve. So the community and its economic benefits are very important when ecotourism is concerned. So how do we go about sustainability? How do we go about strengthening the livelihood? This is sustainable management of the forest. So we need to have something that needs to be present forever. So if we say preserve the forest, nobody is going to preserve unless he gets something out of it. And we should make the people feel that it is very important in our livelihood. Only then people will start protecting the forest. And it should also resolve the conflicts that is arising in that particular area. Only then sustainable management will be possible. So through sustainable management, what happens is conservation of biodiversity. When we say management, it is preserved. The biodiversity is preserved. So through biodiversity conservation, the benefits to the local community happens. So it's all in it comes in a cycle. You conserve biodiversity, then there is a benefit to the local community, and they will definitely maintain the resources in that particular area. This is how it has to be planned. So this definition of ecotourism is by the government of Sikkim. So it has formulated a policy, and as per the policy, this ecotourism involves traveling to natural areas with an objective of learning. People should learn about the place they visit. That is also an important component. It's not about visiting the place, they should learn about whatever is there. It may be nature, natural aspects, cultural aspects, traditions, religion, whatever. They should learn about it. Only then a kind of respect comes in to the people, of the people. And at the same time, it should improve the well-being of the people. So when all these three things are satisfied, it can be termed as ecotourism. So how the Sikkim government has gone ahead? So we have identified 11 areas for development of ecotourism. These are some of the pictures of those areas, 11 areas in Sikkim, which we have developed, which we are developing, and some areas are already developed. So how we are going about? See, when a person comes, am I audible at the end, at the last, is it fine? Audible. So why we need, how we are going about is tourists have different interests. especially eco-tourists. People come for different experiences. Some might be, we have categorized into a few, there may be more. For example, an explorer. An explorer is a person who wants to go to new places. So we need to have a product that is of interest to him in a particular area. So we just don't have to restrict with one particular activity. We should have more activities in an area. We shouldn't be concentrating only on an explorer who comes for adventure. We should have some areas in which some other people can also be interested. A person may be an experienced seeker. He can come for just to have a feel of that particular area. Some might come for spiritual recharging, just for example, Sikkim is a place where people come for spiritual recharging. Some are professionals, hobbies, they come only for some particular activity like bird watching, butterfly watching, or very specific activity. Some are facilitators. So we need to have a variety of activities in a particular area so that everybody's interests are taken care of. Say for instance, a group comes, one person may be an outdoor person, somebody might not be that. So we need to cater to everybody's interests. So this is one thing we should keep in mind, and that is how we have proceeded. And I'm giving an example of Sikkim here. So we have identified the various assets that are natural, that are cultural, religious. So we have categorized into various assets and then come up with a product in an area. So as I've told, there are 11 areas in Sikkim which we are trying to develop. And these are some of the general examples I'm giving here. Nature. Sikkim is rich in nature. It's like Manipur. I'm sure Manipur is no way behind. So we have everything from farmland to the mighty Kanchenjunga. That's the third highest peak in the world. So you have the snow-covered Kanchenjunga also. So you have a variety of natural items available. So you have the lakes. There are more than 200 lakes in Sikkim. These are forests. You have a variety of forests, from the tropical forest to the alpine meadows. You have the snow-covered mountains. So you have everything except the ocean in Sikkim. These are some of the plants and animals. I have limited the photographs. I can go on showing for a full day of all the resources. So I have just limited. These are some of high altitude flowers which you find in above 3000 meters or 4000 meters. This is the rhododendron which is very common in Sikkim. The red panda this is the state animal of Sikkim. You have the Tibetan gazelle. These are all unique species you find only in Sikkim, in the Tibetan plateau, the high altitudes that is bordering Sikkim and Tibet, that is China. You have very limited number of species. Just 500 of them are in the world and half of them are in Sikkim. So we can identify any asset this way. Birds and butterflies. So this is the blood pheasant. It's a state bird of Sikkim. That is the Grandala. It is found only in high altitudes, about 4000 meters plus. Butterflies, we have 650 species of butterflies, 650 species of birds. Just examples. We have religion and culture. Sikkim is, of course, like Manipur. There are as many as 30 communities in Sikkim, each having its own set of way of living, I would say. They have their own dialects, own deities, own language, own dialects, own script, own ways of worship. Everything is different. So you have 30 different such communities. This is a traditional house of one of the communities. There are a number of dances. That's a Lepcha dance. Traditions. So there are 3 major communities. Some of the traditional houses. And now how we are going about developing these products. So as I already mentioned that we shouldn't be concentrating on just one activity at a particular place. So when you think of a number of activities, sometimes we might fall short of activities. So one place might have just one asset. So what do we do then? So we identify more assets in the nearby areas. So that is how we are going about. So it's called cluster-based model. So we cluster the areas and identify for more assets and more activities, then club them together and call it an area. So for example, this is one ecotourism zone, Kitang in Sikkim. So there are around 4 villages. So the activities in these 4 villages can be identified and made into a bigger or a number of activities can be identified. So this is how we are planning. It's on a cluster-based model, and it's called community-based ecotourism, because the community will be involved in managing and operating the products in the ecotourism activities. This is about our ideas of ecotourism in Sikkim. So now for the benefit of the house, I would like to show how it can be done and how we have gone about. So I would like to show a few videos. We would like to start with a video on ecotourism in another neighboring country, which has also faced similar situations. The ecotourism there, the objective of ecotourism in that particular country was different. That was because people have been felling trees indiscriminately. They did not leave anything for the future. So now they wanted to have something positive or good for the people, and they came up with this idea of ecotourism. This is in Cambodia. This is an example in Cambodia. Then we'll come to our own examples. We'll show. Please. It's self-explanatory. One can watch. If you have any clarifications, you can ask your person. This actually has been translated into Manipuri, but I do not know if it's okay with.
Kurumzari, aigi ming Tasmon kawi. Aina miyamda Chambok Pundasina tawiba ecotourism gi matangda khangajan. Aiba Chambok Pundasina tawiba ecotourism asi Kampong Supran ki taina pata laiba Erom National Park ki fazar elephant mountain range asida. Ai mafum asida pokni aduga nasi fo mafum asida legi Kungong asigi mising nomagi hengalakpaga luinana awawa kaya ama maru aina chana ama wasilakpa senja tunja biyam pataba ana aye kaya ama mayogani. Tanja asi lautuna Chambok Pundasini punchi maril khara miyamgi mamanda thangattakari. Mafum asigi khwaidagi chawba asoibidi mahausabu manghanba asini. Matam kharagi mamang pau mafum asini mahausagi puthoksin tung koina sisinabagi upai lebi. Hingnabagi damak ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯎ ꯋꯥꯁꯤꯡ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯀꯛꯊꯠꯂꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯖꯪꯒꯜꯒꯤ ꯁꯥ ꯎꯆꯦꯛꯁꯤꯡ ꯍꯥꯠꯂꯤ ꯇꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯌꯨꯝꯕꯤꯔꯦꯟꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯈꯜꯂꯝꯗꯦ ꯍꯥꯟꯅ ꯆꯥꯝꯄꯣꯛꯈꯨꯟꯗ ꯃꯩꯇꯥꯟ ꯁꯥꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯃꯤ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏ ꯆꯍꯤ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯎ ꯂꯥꯈ 10,000 ꯃꯩꯇꯥꯟ ꯁꯥꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯀꯛꯊꯠꯂꯤ ꯍꯥꯏ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯍꯤꯡꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ ꯅꯦꯁꯅꯦꯜ ꯄꯥꯔꯛ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ ꯆꯪꯗꯨꯅ ꯎ ꯋꯥꯁꯤꯡ ꯃꯩꯇꯥꯟ ꯁꯥꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ ꯀꯛꯄꯁꯦ ꯕꯟ ꯕꯤꯚꯥꯒꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯔꯝꯗꯤ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯔꯝꯃꯣꯏ ꯂꯦꯞꯇꯅ ꯎ ꯋꯥꯁꯤꯡ ꯀꯛꯄꯁꯤꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯊꯨꯅ ꯖꯪꯒꯜ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯃꯥꯡꯒꯅꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯅ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯑꯋꯥꯕꯗ ꯑꯃꯨꯛꯀ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯑꯋꯥꯕ ꯍꯥꯞꯄ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯣꯏꯅꯤ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯑꯇꯣꯞꯄ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯕꯨ ꯃꯥꯡꯍꯟ ꯇꯥꯛꯍꯟꯗꯕ ꯍꯤꯡꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯩ ꯑꯃ ꯊꯤꯕ ꯗꯔꯀꯥꯔ ꯑꯣꯏ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯩ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯆꯥꯝꯄꯣꯛ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯇꯧꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯦꯞ ꯂꯧꯈꯤ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯀꯔꯤꯅꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯃꯐꯝꯗ ꯊꯝꯕꯤꯔꯝꯃꯤ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯃꯈꯜ ꯑꯃꯅꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯒꯤ ꯐꯖꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯆꯠꯅꯕꯤ ꯎꯠꯄꯤꯕꯅꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯃꯤꯑꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯕꯨ ꯏꯀꯥꯏ ꯈꯨꯝꯅꯩ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯁꯁꯤꯡꯅꯁꯨ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯗ ꯁꯣꯛꯀꯗꯕ ꯃꯥꯡꯒꯗꯕ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯇꯧꯗꯕ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯁꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯒꯤ ꯐꯖꯔꯕ ꯅꯤꯡꯊꯤꯔꯕ ꯆꯠꯅꯕꯤ ꯐꯤꯖꯦꯠ ꯆꯛꯆꯥ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯌꯦꯡꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯏ ꯑꯌꯥꯝꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯗ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯑꯀꯥꯏ ꯑꯇꯣꯏ ꯄꯤꯔꯝꯕꯒꯦ ꯈꯟꯕꯒꯦ ꯈꯨꯗꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯕꯗ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯂꯪꯊꯣꯛꯑꯝꯕ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯁꯇꯤꯛ ꯕꯣꯇꯜ ꯑꯆꯥꯄꯣꯠ ꯌꯣꯝꯂꯛꯄ ꯀꯚꯔ ꯂꯦꯝꯍꯧꯕ ꯑꯆꯥ ꯑꯊꯛ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯃꯅꯥ ꯃꯁꯤꯡ ꯂꯩꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯊꯥꯗꯠꯄ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯂꯥꯎ ꯈꯣꯡ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯁꯤꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕꯅꯤ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝꯅ ꯀꯝꯕꯣꯗꯤꯌꯥ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯍꯤꯡꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯁꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏ तसिंगना मफम असी कम्बोडियागी याम फजरबा मफम अमला मफम असीदा तौरिबा इकोटूरिज्म की फजरबा खरा याम तहुली खांजरबा मफम असीदा तौरिबा इकोटूरिज्म असी याम तौतोली मरमदी मियोय अमा अनीना तौबनते खुंजा पुंगना अमत्त ओइना तौबा चामुक्ता खुंगम मपन लई खुंगमसिंग असिना मखोइगी खुनगी मिहुत अमम खली खलबा मियोय मापन असिना मफम असिगी इकोटूरिज्म कमिटी सेंपम बन विभाग कमिटी असिगा यालबई मनुंगेना किरिडोंग नेशनल पार्क की मनुंगा इकोटूरिज्म तौनबगी दबक्ता हेक्टर हुंजा चावबा लमगी अयाबपी कमिटी असिदा इकोटूरिज्म तौनबगी पीरब लम अदुबु ngak senabagi damak नियम कानून कया अमा सेंगा हौजिक्ति जंगल की सा उचेक हाटबा मैदान सेंबा अमदी मफम असिबु मोनहनबा यादरे चामुक इकोटूरिज्म की तारबा बिजनेसिंग अदुबगी मफम अदुगी जंगल ngak सेंबदा मुवा थाबदा सिजने करा अमुका इकोटूरिज्म तौरिबा मियोइसिंगी तोलो पीबदा सिजने अदुगा लेमोरिबा पेशासिंग अदुना कमिटी की फंडा हातुना खुनगी अदुगा सिजने दवथमते चामुक इकोटूरिज्म मियोइ यांगैबो थबकपी खरा अमना टूरिस्ट गाइड होय खरा अमना संगारी थौरी खरा अमना दुकान फमी अदुगा अतैना अवार पाइगे कमिटी की फंदा तुंगचलिबा पैसादु करमना खुंगमगी लेखदाबा अमदी चापनबा सिजनगदगे हाइबदु चामुक की खुंदासिंगा वारेप लौई ꯈꯨꯗꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯕꯗ ꯄꯩꯁꯥꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯇꯤꯡ ꯇꯧꯕꯗ, ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯁꯤꯡ ꯂꯥꯏꯔꯤꯛ ꯇꯝꯕꯗ, ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪꯒꯤ ꯍꯔꯥꯎ ꯀꯨꯝꯍꯩ ꯀꯌꯥꯗ, ꯇꯣꯜꯂꯕ ꯀꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯄꯥꯡꯕꯗ ꯑꯁꯤꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕ ꯀꯌꯥꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯩ꯫ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯇꯤꯀꯦꯠꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯄꯗ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯆꯥꯎꯅ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯄꯥꯡꯂꯤ꯫ ꯆꯥꯝꯕꯨꯛ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯌꯦꯡꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯦꯟꯕ ꯅꯥꯏꯗ꯭ꯔꯕ ꯐꯖꯔꯕ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩ꯫ ꯃꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯅꯤꯡꯊꯤꯔꯕ ꯖꯪꯒꯜ, ꯁꯥ ꯎꯆꯦꯛ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯑꯃ, ꯐꯖꯔꯕ ꯎ ꯋꯥꯁꯤꯡ, ꯇꯨꯔꯦꯜ, ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯆꯥꯏꯕꯤꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕꯅꯤ꯫ ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯆꯥꯏꯕꯤ ꯑꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯍꯧꯔꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯇꯨꯔꯦꯜ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯆꯥꯝꯕꯨꯛ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪ ꯐꯥꯎꯅ ꯆꯦꯜꯂꯤ꯫ ꯇꯨꯔꯦꯜ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯉꯥꯏꯔꯕ ꯊꯛꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯇꯩ ꯀꯌꯥꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯩ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤꯕꯅꯤ꯫ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯃꯣꯠꯍꯟꯗꯅꯕ ꯆꯦꯛꯁꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯃꯈꯜ ꯀꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯇꯤꯚꯤꯇꯤꯒꯤ ꯈꯨꯗꯣꯡꯆꯥꯕ ꯂꯧꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ꯫ ꯈꯨꯗꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯕꯗ ꯆꯤꯡꯗ ꯆꯠꯄ, ꯎꯆꯦꯛ ꯌꯦꯡꯕ, ꯁꯟꯒꯥꯔꯤ ꯇꯣꯡꯕ, ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯆꯥꯏꯕꯤꯗ ꯏꯔꯨꯖꯕ, ꯁꯨꯛꯂꯕ ꯖꯪꯒꯜꯒꯤ ꯏꯁꯩ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯑꯁꯤꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕꯅꯤ꯫ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯅꯤꯡꯊꯤꯖꯔꯕ ꯐꯖꯔꯕ ꯃꯐꯝꯅꯤ꯫ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯁꯣꯛ 1990ꯗꯒꯤ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯆꯠꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯤ ꯂꯩ꯫ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯁꯥꯃꯨꯗ ꯇꯣꯡꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯅꯔꯝꯃꯤ꯫
ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯐꯖꯩ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯄꯨꯛꯅꯤꯡ ꯆꯤꯡꯁꯤꯟꯍꯜꯂꯤ꯫ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯐꯥꯎꯕ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯆꯠꯂꯨꯕ ꯃꯐꯝꯁꯤꯡꯗꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯃꯇꯤꯛ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯒꯤ ꯐꯖꯕ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯇꯦꯛꯇ ꯀꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯎꯕ ꯐꯪꯕꯒꯤ ꯍꯔꯥꯎꯕ ꯐꯥꯎꯏ꯫ ꯖꯪꯒꯜꯒꯤ ꯁꯥ ꯎꯆꯦꯛ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯎ ꯋꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯐꯖꯕꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛꯀ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯄꯨꯛꯅꯤꯡ ꯆꯤꯡꯁꯤꯜꯂꯤ꯫
ꯑꯩꯅ ꯎꯕ ꯐꯪꯏ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯍꯥꯟꯅꯗꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯣꯡꯂꯛꯂꯦ꯫ ꯃꯔꯝꯗꯤ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯕꯗꯒꯤ꯫ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯒꯥꯏꯗꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯕꯨ ꯇꯔꯥꯝꯅ ꯑꯣꯛꯏ, ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯈꯪꯖꯕ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯗ, ꯆꯠꯅꯕꯤ ꯐꯤꯖꯦꯠ ꯆꯥꯛꯆꯥ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯊꯣꯛ ꯆꯥꯊꯣꯛꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯗ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯈꯪꯍꯟꯒꯅꯤ꯫ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯖꯪꯒꯜꯒꯤ ꯑꯪꯒꯨꯔ ꯍꯧꯏ꯫ ꯁꯍꯔ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯄꯥꯝꯖꯩ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯊꯥꯅꯗꯦ, ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪꯗꯗꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯏꯁ꯭ꯋꯔꯅ ꯄꯤꯕꯤꯕ ꯎꯍꯩꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯂꯧꯏ꯫ ꯑꯪꯒꯨꯔ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯆꯥꯕꯗ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯁꯤꯜꯂꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯈꯅꯥꯎ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯇꯦ, ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯊꯨꯝ ꯃꯣꯔꯣꯛꯀ ꯆꯥꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯕꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯥꯎꯏ꯫ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯥꯝꯖꯩ꯫ ꯒꯥꯏꯗ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯏꯀꯥꯏ ꯊꯤꯒꯜꯂꯤ, ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯋꯥꯍꯪ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯍꯪꯗꯨꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯈꯪꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯅ ꯆꯨꯝ꯫ ꯆꯥꯝꯕꯨꯛꯀꯤ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝꯗ ꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯁꯃꯥꯖꯀꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯆꯥꯎꯕ ꯊꯧꯗꯥꯡ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯤ꯫ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯣꯠꯐꯝ ꯐꯝꯗꯨꯅ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯂꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯆꯥꯅꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯊꯛꯅꯕ ꯌꯣꯜꯂꯤ꯫ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯣꯜꯂꯤꯕ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯊꯣꯛ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯅꯤ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯄꯠꯊ ꯄꯨꯝꯊꯕ ꯉꯝꯕ, ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯕꯨ ꯑꯀꯥꯏꯕ ꯄꯤꯔꯣꯏꯗꯕ ꯉꯥꯛꯇꯅꯤ꯫ ꯈꯨꯗꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯋꯥꯊꯕꯤ, ꯊꯩꯕꯣꯡ, ꯂꯐꯣꯏꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕꯅꯤ꯫ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯊꯣꯛ ꯆꯥꯊꯣꯛ, ꯌꯣꯟꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ, ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯄꯠꯊ ꯄꯨꯝꯊꯕ ꯉꯝꯗꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯤꯡ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯁꯛꯇꯝꯅꯤ꯫ ꯅꯨꯄꯤꯁꯤꯡꯅꯁꯨ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯐꯪꯂꯤꯕ ꯎꯅꯥ ꯋꯥꯅ ꯂꯤꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯗꯨꯅ ꯄꯣꯠꯊꯣꯛ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯁꯥꯅꯕ ꯇꯝꯅꯕ꯫ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝꯅ ꯄꯥꯝꯕꯩ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯨꯅ ꯉꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯆꯥꯝꯕꯨꯛꯀꯤ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯕꯨ ꯂꯨꯅ ꯅꯥꯟꯅ ꯊꯝꯕ ꯉꯝꯂꯤ꯫ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯥꯝꯖꯩ, ꯁꯨꯞꯅꯇꯒꯤ ꯁꯣꯝꯒꯤ ꯈꯣꯡꯒꯨꯜ ꯃꯃꯤ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯊꯝꯕꯤꯔꯝꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ꯫ ꯑꯃꯣꯠꯄꯁꯤꯡ, ꯃꯔꯨꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯁꯇꯤꯛ ꯈꯥꯎ, ꯑꯆꯥ ꯑꯊꯛꯀꯤ ꯃꯀꯨ, ꯀꯧꯇꯥ, ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯕꯣꯇꯜ, ꯆꯨꯔꯨꯞꯅꯆꯤꯡꯕ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥ, ꯎ ꯋꯥ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯁꯥ ꯎꯆꯦꯛꯀꯤ ꯄꯨꯟꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯀꯥꯏꯕ ꯄꯤ꯫ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯤ ꯀꯣꯏꯕ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯗ ꯄꯨꯕꯤꯔꯛꯄ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯃꯛ ꯌꯨꯝ ꯍꯟꯕꯗ ꯄꯨꯕꯤꯈꯣ ꯄꯨꯕꯤꯈꯣ ꯍꯥꯏ꯫ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯅꯨꯡꯁꯤꯠ ꯁꯦꯡꯅ ꯊꯝꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ ꯃꯣꯇꯣꯔ ꯒꯥꯔꯤ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯖꯒꯥ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯊꯧꯗꯥ ꯆꯥꯝꯕꯣꯛꯀꯤ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ ꯁꯣꯛ 2003 ꯖꯅꯨꯋꯥꯔꯤ ꯊꯥꯗ ꯍꯧꯗꯣꯛꯈꯤ꯫ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝꯅ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯦꯟꯊꯣꯛ ꯆꯥꯊꯣꯛꯀꯤ ꯐꯤꯚꯝ ꯐꯒꯠꯂꯛꯄ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯀꯣꯏꯕꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯖꯪꯒꯜꯒꯤ ꯎ ꯋꯥꯒꯤ ꯁꯥ ꯎꯆꯦꯛꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯁꯤꯡ ꯍꯦꯟꯒꯠꯂꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯐꯤꯚꯝ ꯎꯔꯛꯈꯤ꯫ ꯉꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯆꯥꯝꯕꯣꯛ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯑꯋꯥꯕ ꯀꯌꯥ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯔꯤ, ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯈꯨꯡꯒꯪ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯄꯒꯤ ꯑꯁꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯤ꯫ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯍꯧꯁꯥꯕꯨꯁꯨ ꯅꯤꯡꯊꯤꯖꯅ ꯊꯝꯕ ꯉꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯁꯥ ꯑꯃꯁꯨ ꯎꯠꯂꯤ꯫ ꯆꯥꯝꯕꯣꯛ ꯏꯀꯣꯇꯨꯔꯤꯖꯝ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯃꯨꯛꯀ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯐꯖꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯃꯄꯨꯡ ꯐꯥꯕ ꯑꯣꯏꯅꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯟꯖꯥꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯔꯤ꯫ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯈꯨꯟꯕꯨ ꯁꯧꯒꯠꯄꯤꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯊꯥꯒꯠꯆꯔꯤ꯫
Thank you. And as you can see from this video, the livelihood aspects have been addressed. People have got employment, they have stopped felling trees, they have started generating income for themselves and share a part of the income to the community also. That is how they have progressed. Earlier they were felling trees for making coal. Imagine a number of 10 million trees. 1 million trees, 10 lakh trees were removed. So now they understood removing trees forever will not help them. So they had to stop at one point and they have stopped. Now alternate arrangement is ecotourism. So they have stopped felling trees, now entered into ecotourism, they have started generating their incomes. They share a portion of that to the community. So this is what can happen based on whatever issues are available here. It's a product that is very relevant to any particular area has to be developed. Now we will show another video on the benefits of ecotourism. So this is an example in Malaysia. Ecotourism in a tribal area near Malaysia. How it has affected their livelihood, how they have become a part of ecotourism initiatives there, how they have started yearning. So this is a video on that.
Dia satu yang bagus tau pada ekonomi atau komuniti macam kami etnik orang sendiri, di mana kami punya kebudayaan, kami punya craft dan kami punya cara kehidupan.
Kebaikan tu memang ada kebaikan kepada komuniti sini dan daripada saya juga untuk menambahkan pendapatan daripada segi kita luar pada kerja kita harian lah.
Dan kita telah buat projek SMAI ini, saya sedarlah bahawa saya dulu buat dengan cara yang tak baik lah bagi saya, sebab boleh mempupuskan rama-rama dan mempupuskan Rafflesia. Kenalkan kami punya tarian sewok.
Kerja kita harian lah.
Here, in this particular case, the person who is guiding, he used to be a poacher. So he was involved in illegal trade of butterflies and a flower called Rafflesia. You get this flower in Malaysia, Rafflesia. So this flower is the biggest flower in the world. It holds the Guinness record for the size. So it can grow up to 5 feet or so in width. So he used to smuggle these flowers and butterflies from Malaysia outside. So now he has been positively engaged as an ecotourism guide. So his job has become one as a guide from a poacher. So this is what ecotourism can do. So, but the people have to understand. Okay, this is what is required. So once that understanding comes, anything is possible. And the gentleman with the spectacles, he is our consultant, international consultant, who is training he's from Japan. He's training our ecotourism stakeholders in Sikkim. The one second from left.
Dan kita telah buat projek SMAI ini, saya sedarlah bahawa saya dulu buat dengan cara yang tak baik lah bagi saya, sebab boleh mempupuskan rama-rama dan mempupuskan Rafflesia. Kenalkan kami punya tarian sewang, memperkenalkan kami punya kebudayaan kampung, macam mana rupa rumah masyarakat orang asli yang sebenarnya, masyarakat Semai, orang asli Semai di Semenanjung Malaysia. Macam mana kehidupan orang Semai di Semenanjung Malaysia, dan apakah adat-adat resam yang ada di masyarakat Semai di Semenanjung Malaysia. Sebenarnya itulah yang kami ingin tonjolkan dulu, yang kami rasa dianya satu penghargaan lah, satu kesinambungan macam ialah satu kesinambungan supaya kami boleh menyambung budaya itu.
Pada Pelancong, okey, tempat ni banyak dah macam pupus kan, tempat ni okey, tak ada gangguan apa-apa. Jadi kita jagalah, sama-sama nak jaga.
You know, when it comes from their heart, you will have a success program. You have a success ecotourism activities will be going on.
Bagi kita masyarakat Semai lah, faedahnya cukup menarik lah, kerana kita macam saya sayangkan hutan itu pun sayangkan kita, sebab kita sama-sama menjaga hutan.
Sebelum tu kita tak ambil kisah sangat tentang hutan, tentang burung, lagi alam sekitarnya ni kita ambil kisah. Tapi sesudahnya saya bercampur dengan ekotourism ni, di situ kita baru nampak kebaikan dia, daripada penjagaan hutan bakau, penjagaan penjebaran sungai, sebu-sebi lah. Jadi kita dapat memikirkan yang mana buruk, yang mana baik.
Even the younger generation itself are now coming in, and they are so that they get more varieties of people involved in the village where they are doing the guiding.
Saya akan sebolehnya saya akan kepada jenis-jenis yang baru. Satu, saya kena pertahankan saya punya warisan seni craft, saya punya kebudayaan, dan saya punya apa yang mengenai.
Dan kita ekotourism ni kita akan turunkan pada turun-temurun kita sehingga bakal pengganti kita.
That was about the benefits of ecotourism. So people have started preserving their culture, their surroundings, so that they have understood that it should be there for posterity, so that others can also benefit in future. The future generation can also benefit. Now they have started preserving everything, including culture. Now we would like to show how we have gone about in Sikkim. So taking these examples, these were all examples from abroad. Now in Sikkim, what we have done, how we have trained our people. So we impart a lot of trainings to our stakeholders. So we have identified certain stakeholders for imparting training. We give a variety of trainings from interpretive guiding, how one should do guiding. And then we have given technical guiding also, like bird watching training, trekking guide training, and other trainings. So we'll show you a small clipping of some of the trainings that has happened. This is Mount Kanchenjunga. It's local stakeholders that identify the assets. We help them in identifying. We are just facilitators. It's they who do it. This is a part of training. Here, one of the stakeholders is being trained to interpret an item. Here he is interpreting about a medicinal plant. So this is how we train them as to where he should position himself and how he should deliver the contents of whatever he wants to convey. Here we are all there. So you can find our managers there, they're also there. So we train, impart various such trainings. So this is about guiding on, interpreting on a medicinal plant. So not only this, we also take them to various places, maybe monastery, and make them learn about the monastery, its history, its culture, everything, so that they're able to interpret to the guest. Because an eco-tourist who comes to a particular place expects certain things. Because when we start terming an activity as ecotourism, then he expects certain things. So we have to satisfy all those requirements. So just showing around doesn't mean that it is ecotourism. Just guiding around, a person has to learn from that also, from his visit. So that is more important. So that's why we take so much of interest in the stakeholders knowing about the things and about their surroundings. Because we also have a feeling that the local people know more than any outsider. So I may come here, I may learn, but I'm not a resourceful person. Therefore, we feel that the local person should be involved in ecotourism because they know everything. They have the resources. An elderly person may also be a resourceful person. He is also one of the assets under ecotourism. We'll show it.
What is the relationship? Your culture and this thing.
This is a monastery. So a person, a local boy from one of the areas, he's interpreting about a monastery. So in order to do that, he should know the history behind it, all the facts behind that particular monastery. We ensure that he knows or learns about that. Now in this particular case, he's learnt about the monastery from another source, and then he's trying to interpret about the monastery. So they're learning about the handicrafts of that area. They're getting information from a monk about the monastery. So traditional dance. This particular elderly woman was able to give us a lot of information about the culture, tradition, and a number of information she was able to give about that particular community, the place, its ancestors and everything. So they are all resource persons. They can be considered as assets under ecotourism. So nothing is waste when you consider ecotourism. Everybody is a source, an asset. Having imparted a number of trainings, so we made one of the areas, ecotourism areas, villages around one of the ecotourism areas, to make a program by themselves. So they came up with one of the programs. They designed it and they have we sent tourists to experience the ecotourism activities in that. So they designed on their own, and which can be seen here. So this is a product available, but we have limited the number of activities to a few. There are many activities, but they have the villagers in this particular zone, Nampong Lingrok, they are doing ecotourism guiding. So it's all their own product. So they can entertain guests anytime. So it's ready for marketing. So, yes. This particular song was sung by them. This is sung by them, the music by them, and they did everything. So, and in ecotourism, we ensure that the local traditional musical instruments are used, and no modern equipments are used. So we ensure all these aspects.
On behalf of Bangtan Company Ecosystem, I would like to welcome, and I hope you will enjoy here. And this thing is very beautiful, peaceful, and you will see our wildlife way of welcome to our place. And this flower stands for goodwill, and love stands for clear visible, and this red stands for ambivite, and this tika is tika is for good day. Yeah. Yeah, everything is good. Thank you.
We should say it's the cheer, something like that.
Our Nepal tradition. This is our traditional Nepali cooking, which we are flourishing. And we have a plan Abdullah. We will go for nature walk. Then on the way we are going nursery. And if you wish to stay here a night, then we will have a campfire, dance. Because there is no toilet available on the way, it takes 1.5 hours to reach over. Okay, so then we start our video. And you want is some guide to assist me.
Okay. Your name? I'm Sujit. So you have got lots of bamboo, right? There? Okay. Different kinds of bamboo. I explain.
This is the temple of our village, and this is temple of Siva. We worship here, and this is very interesting for us because especially for ladies who are married. Our elder says that if you wish with a clean heart, then your wish will be fulfilled. You like to pray? Yeah. Then first you have to open your eyes. Yeah. And we built on the memory of someone's death, and it's also Hindu Jews like made this. And they were saying as much as people come and sit here, the soul will rest in a place on heaven. The festival on Lepcha worship this continental and the tail long foot. Quite attractive because it bears a fruit very big. Inside here, and we have the clean. What's this? It looks like leaf. Yeah. No? Now we are entering walnut sanctuary, and please keep maintain silence because we may not scare animals, and because they will be scared of our voice, and please keep maintain silence. People used to come here and just throw it here. But we're trying to advance in this area.
So you think that it's your responsibility as a community, right?
Yeah.
To preserve this forest, right? It's good actually, yeah.
Local name and English name oak tree, and this tree is very important for us because when we drink, it absorbs and hold the water and slowly release the water, and we use this ingredients within this water. This using this water from here, and it also goes to this stuff.
Okay.
That's why it's very important for us. This may be our subject, this exhibit.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.